You learn something every day when you're doing a review. But the grip is good. It's actually pretty solid. The quality of this blaster is outstanding. Like, absolutely outstanding. Alright guys, so I actually filmed the unboxing of this blaster. The problem is, though, it was terrible. So I'm not going to be showing the unboxing in this video. It just did not turn out well. Okay, got this early in the morning in the mail. I was tired. I haven't even had coffee yet. I was just like not in the mood, and it did not turn out well, okay? And today we're going to be doing a review on the Air Warriors Adventure Force Lucas Slingshot Blaster from Stranger Things. So let's get started. Alright, right off the bat, getting into the video, I don't know much about Stranger Things. I don't necessarily really care about it or anything like that. So, prop accuracy-wise, I can't really judge this. But I can judge it on how good of a blaster it is. That being said, let's do a brief overview, starting with the grip. The grip is okay. The grooves right here are kind of look uncomfortable, and they are, but if you line your fingers up properly and have it there, it's actually a very comfortable grip. So, no complaints really with the grip. Ergonomics are pretty fine on this blaster. I would have preferred a more smoother grip, but what we have right here is perfectly fine. One thing right off the bat is the quality of this blaster is outstanding, like absolutely outstanding. Especially for Busby, the blaster quality itself is like the plastic is much better than average Busby for some reason. It's really good, and it has metal rods to kind of keep it like this. It's basically based off a wrist rocket, which is a type of slingshot that has a mount that goes in your arm, you pull back and fire. It's actually considered a lethal weapon in some places because it is very powerful, and it's even used for hunting, which is why I think they made it blue, which is a good choice. I mean, obviously it's probably not what the colors of the slingshot in the show. I'm not sure, I don't think it is. But I think this is a good call because it could be mistaken as an actual wrist rocket, which would not be a good thing at all. It has a really neat swivel up and down feature, I guess for aiming or storage. Pretty cool. This bottom part here, the mount kind of goes like this, so you can move a little bit more flexibility. Really nice. I really like the teal colors. I like the black and the silver, and just it looks really good. To operate the blaster, it's super simple. It's literally just like a slingshot. You load your round in the front, pull this thing back here, and you can adjust your aim and fire. It's not super accurate, but you can kind of control the accuracy. If you aim a little bit higher, it usually lands at that point. So maybe aim a little bit higher. If you go lower, it's probably not going to be as accurate. It works though, and it's actually pretty accurate for the type of blaster it is. Alright, that's it for the overview. Let's do a little range test and I'll get on to my final opinions. Let's go. Alright guys, we're out here today with the Lucas Slingshot Blaster. I haven't done a range test outside in a while. It's kind of nice to be able to because, frankly, the weather has not been good. It's either windy, rainy, or too cold, and it's just been so hard to actually film, range tests. I was going to do one with the deploy, but it was too windy and rainy, and yeah. But let's do this here. We have a clear sunny day, and it's kind of warm, so awesome. That was terrible. One thing, it is hard to angle this. There we go. I'm trying to balance it out with the camera. It's kind of hard. So my main issue so far seems to be accuracy, but that's to be expected. My main problem here, in this particular range test, is trying to film the actual video, to make sure this is in frame while shooting it, because it's easier to kind of go at it with an angle than normally. So yeah, a little bit odd, but that's just because I'm trying to film it with the camera. Still, pretty good ranges. Let's get some exact numbers. I'm still missing my tape measure, but we're just going to use the traditional rangefinder. lowest dart at 30 feet. We have 2 darts here at 37 feet. A dart here and here at about 43 feet. And that's about it. So very good ranges, actually. Very, for a HAMP style blaster, this is actually pretty good, especially a Slingshot one. Alright, so I was actually impressed with this blaster. I expected it to be kind of mediocre. However, I was very much impressed. The performance averages about 40 feet, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for this style of blaster, that's actually pretty good. And it can even be modified. I could probably get some stronger bungees, get this thing hanging pretty hard, maybe even remove the air restrictor. I mean, the possibilities for this are endless, but there's a few good things about this. The grip, for Busby standards, it's pretty good. I like that there's a lot of places for your fingers. If you kind of have to adjust it, but once you adjust your hand, it makes a really good grip. The whole like wrist rocket style is really good. This quality is also much higher than usual Busby blasters, I noticed. As far as prop accuracy goes, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen Stranger Things. I'm not really a Stranger Things fan, so I'm not really sure exactly how accurate this is. However, from what I understand, the one in the show is apparently just a traditional wrist rocket, and this looks, not like a weapon, like a toy, but a very good toy, very solid toy. This has almost the same, I would almost say the exact same quality of a wrist rocket. Maybe the grip could be a little bit more wrist rockety. That would have made it a lot better, but the grip is good. It's actually pretty solid. That being said, there are some problems for sure. My biggest gripe, is that, actually 2 gripes. Number one is that it's kind of hard. There's not much space on here to grab. It's not terrible, but it's not easy. So it's kind of harder to keep it aimed, and it gets kind of awkward. Another problem is that it's not very consistent. You have to hold it back all the way to fire, and it can be very hard to it's easy to miss. You have to hold it back with a really tight and fire to get a shot. So it can be kind of inconsistent with that. Those are my 2 main complaints. Accuracy is not very bad at all, especially for a blaster like this. The performance is better than average for blasters like this as well. Usually you won't find blasters this good, and you can just replace the bungee, and you have a modified blaster with very minimal work. You can probably get to shoot pretty hard with that. I really like the stability. Quality is good, and it's only $10, as well as being a pretty decent prop from what I understand. I think this is another win for Busby, but the only complaints, again, that I have are the thing you grab right here, the grip, the priming grip, and the inconsistency sometimes. That's kind of concerning for me. So I'm probably going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. A little more specific, but those 2 things are kind of big issues. However, everything else kind of outweighs it. Good performance, fairly accurate, very good quality, $10, decent enough grip for Busby, and some modability. There's not really a lot to hate here. Again, I think this is one of Busby's best blasters this year. It's a very good blaster. I got this for free, but I'm not really biased against it. I won it in a giveaway. I wasn't sent this. And $10, again, is super cheap. It's not like this is a $20 thing. This is $10. That's a good deal. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Okay, before I go, I just discovered something actually pretty good. So this back here, it actually allows you to kind of dangle this from your arm as a backup. So you can use, this is a bad example, but let's say you had a blaster and you're going at it and it runs out of ammo. Toss it aside, you got a backup. That's the coolest thing ever. You learn something every day when you're doing a review. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
My junk drawer, my junk drawer. So many things, I don't know what they're for, but I won't let it go. No, I will add more useless little things to my junk drawer.